G'day YouTube, welcome to Drop Bear Moto. This is Richard, FTR day again today. Continuing to tidy up the front of this FTR. We did the mirrors just recently. We did the radiator guards, but today going to try and trim out the lights a little bit. We're going to move from these big ugly blinkers to something a little bit tighter and cleaner. So stay tuned and we'll tell you what we went with, why, and quickly show you how to put them in. So there's a bunch of options for LED lights for the FTR. I opted to go with the Motoism brand out of Germany. Reason being, they should be plug and play. I've got a set of rears and a set for the fronts as well. We're only doing the fronts today. They came with the connectors, with the resistor already in and heat shrinked in. So I'm kind of lazy. And one of the reasons I decided to do this video is there's a lot of videos about how to sort of splice and connect resistors and get the lights ready, but went with this plug and play kit. So we're really just, super easy job. Just quickly show you where all the bolts are. You need to pull this together if you want to have a quick look at what's involved before you start it. The exact set of lights that I did go are, try and make this in. They're called the Spring Short for the Indian FTR 1200. So when you get on the website, you'll see it quickly, but the Spring Short are the fronts. They're going to give you the exact connectors to fit straight into the replacement lights or the existing OEM lights, so we don't need to have different mounting brackets or anything. So this really is an easy job. A couple of key tools that we're going to need. We need the hex keys, a 5mm and a 4mm. Something like a small screwdriver just to relieve the plastic tab on the connectors. 10mm socket and shifter. I needed needle nose pliers, but only because my wires were routed incorrectly. First thing I would do to start this job is to actually disconnect the battery. Anytime you're playing around with electrical, always good to disconnect the battery. Then we're ready to start disassemble. So you'll need a 4mm hex key, and we're just going to take these 1, 2, and the same on the other side, bolts out of the headlight nacelle, and we'll put that aside for the minute. Once the headlamp nacelle is off and put to the side safely, we want to come around the back of the blinker, and we're going to remove I don't know if we can see this well enough in here, try and get in there, but you'll see a bolt right on the back of this sort of clamp here that holds the indicator in place. And I just moved the steering wheel to the right actually just to get a better view in here. And we can see that bolt a lot clearer, and it obviously gives ourselves a lot more room to work with as well. So we're going to loosen that bolt off. Just before we move this bracket, good to have a bit of a look actually at the way it's been installed on the bike. It's up, snug I should say, to the top of the triple tree here. Also you can see the cable. So as we take this away, we want to make sure that as we put it back, we're going to route the cable again through there and along this channel. Through here and along this channel. Okay, so this is interesting. On the left side of the bike, you can see that little connector point is in there on this side. On the other side, there was plenty of slack to actually pull it right out and get it from behind the bike up in here. But this one I'm going to have to come in from the front, so I'm just going to be careful that doesn't slip down. This is on the left side of the bike. We're just going to take a super small screwdriver here, and just there's a little clip on that connector. We're just going to release the tab and pull that out. So to give you a better idea of that tab, we're just in the side here. It's just on the top here. That's where they can see that orange. That's where we've been pushing the screwdriver just to release that tab in there. And then we can pull that whole assembly out of the existing light. Now we want to detach this part of the light from there. So what we're actually going to do is go in, you'll see a hole on the back here that you can put a hex key down. It sort of runs through, you can bend this around actually. So it actually goes down this hole there, and there's a little screw sort of on the inside here. To do that, we are going to use our 5mm hex key again. So in through here, down through the lamp, and we'll cut it open. Once we remove that bolt, you'll see it's just where it pops out of there, and then the wire just pops out of the housing as well. So we can discard that or save it if you ever want to put it back on the bike, but we will need this piece again, and we'll need to grab our new light fitting. Basically, same deal. It's easy to see. Obviously, there's a little pinhole there that this pin on the connector goes into on the light, new light there. And then that screw just replaces the one that you just removed, and we'll run the wire exactly the same through the mount as we had it before. Okay, at this point in the job, we've got a big storm coming in, so hopefully I'll try and avoid the shadows as we continue to film here. But now we've got the light fixed in there. You can see nice and easy as it was before. That cable will wrap around the edge like it did. But what we want to do is push these connection points, obviously yellow to yellow, black to black, on these two connectors here on the wiring harness. So what I'm going to do on this side, because I say it was a little bit tricky, I'm just going to go in and hold that connector with some needle nose pliers and then push this through from the other side and clip it in. Okay, next we've got that clip back in here. We're going to channel the wire around the top of the fork on the inside of this lip here, and then we're going to fit the clamp back on and tighten those two screws. So we'll push this back through the other side, and we'll put the bolt back through exactly as we took it out with the 10mm socket. Okay, because the cables are a bit longer, what we're really going to do is just going to kind of wrap them up a bit, maybe put a cable tie and secure them, and then tuck them in the headlamp nacelle in here, because they are a bit longer than the standard ones. So we've got a little bit of space in there. Steering a few turns lock to lock just to make sure nothing's catching coming undone in there, but we'll tuck those back up and under, and then we're just going to put the headlight nacelle back on with those 4 bolts. So I thought it would be good to record this halfway through the video but squeeze it in at the end, a bit of a comparison between the two, and just show you the difference. So we do have a lot smaller light, obviously, area. We knew we would get that. But you can see it's very, very bright still for a blinker light. So it does reduce a lot of the space, but is is very bright still. And if we get head on to it, it's pretty blinding actually from where I'm standing. It might not come out on the video as much, but it's a quick comparison. And there you can see lights are on and fitted. We're outside on a bright day, so you can see they're pretty bright lights. So I'm really happy. Front of the bike's come together well. Got rid of the Mickey Mouse ear mirrors, and those lights just tighten up a little bit more. So got to deal with the possum scraper rear license plate holder next. Thanks very much for watching.